Welcome back to Season 2 of FratFluent Podcast. Find us on Patreon, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Disclaimer: this podcast is not for children or younger teens due to sexual content and foul language. Listener discretion advised. Welcome to the Frat.
What's up, you guys? You're listening to the FratFluent Podcast. I'm your boy Moe.
And I'm Shelton.
Ooh, and this week we, Sheldon finally got a chance to go out a little bit. We were both off from work, and I took him over to Hoboken, took him to a nice little sandwich spot, and then we hit up the mall over at Jersey City. Mm-hmm. Quick local spots. And what'd you think, Sheldon? What'd you think of Hoboken? What'd you think of Jersey City?
It was pretty cool. A lot of cool, old architecture as well as new architecture. I'm an architect geek. I'm a fucking weirdo like that.
I'm into dimes, chicks,
Yeah, you were definitely into chicks because you went to, when we walked through Hoboken, you were showing me all the places that you cooked for girls. Made your famous chicken soup. Cream of chicken soup.
I be calling left and right for that,
Yeah.
Can't help it. It's supply and demand.
He told me that after the nice young lady was done eating this wonderful meal that Mo prepared, they went to a Bible study.
Yeah, But I told her to clean herself off. I don't know how the hell there was no mayonnaise in the soup, but she got it all over herself. I don't know,
Well, as Mo said, we went to Hoboken, Jersey City. We went to the mall. And in the mall, there was a Victoria's Secret, which is pretty common. But I have, a nightmare story from Victoria's Secret.
Oh, man. We went on an off hour, though. Usually it's a bunch of babes walking around there.
Yeah.
We went at that time, so. What's the story you're talking about here?
Okay, so I think it was 4 years ago, coming up on 5. Mm-hmm. My ex-girlfriend and I went to the mall, and her grandma was super rich, right? Oh. So her grandma gave her some money, and when she shops with her parents, she can't buy what she wants because yada yada yada. So she goes with me, and we go to Victoria's Secret, and she's buying, she's just going crazy, right? Well, then we go over to Pink, and the line at Victoria's Secret is always
Pink?
Yeah, the two stores are right there.
Mm-hmm. I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah, it's the store, not the singer-songwriter.
To get their minds out of the gutter. All right, Sheldon, you make this.
Yeah, but we went over to Pink, and she found a couple things, and she was like, "I'm gonna go check out. You wait here." So I'm waiting in the middle of a female underwear store by myself, like a creep.
Yeah,
so
it's 2021.
So it wasn't then. It was 2016.
That's okay.
Anyway, so I hop on my phone just trying to act nonchalant and not bring any attention to myself, and I look over, and my 8th grade English teacher is just perusing in the clearance section. The clearance section had some coats and t-shirts and stuff, so it wasn't like she was just holding up thongs.
Now, are you trying to sugarcoat it? Was she looking at lingerie?
No. She was genuinely looking at t-shirts. It would have been worse if she picked up a bright red thong that said "Daddy" on the back or something.
Right here. What is she from 1 to 10?
7.
She could have been looking for a jacket, but now we don't know anymore.
Yeah.
If you had said 5, 6, maybe. She was looking for a jacket, but 7 and above.
I mean, she had the middle vibe. She's definitely not something that you're
So she's trying to spice it up, is what you're saying. That's why she was there. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
If a guy has a mental breakdown and they're just looking for some ass, they're not gonna look twice at her. That's what I'm,
I mean, a 7.
Maybe I'm high rolling it here.
Okay,
I'm just trying to be nice. Anyways, so I'm just in shock, trying. I don't know if she ever noticed me. I don't think she did.
But you should have just gone up to him and be like, "Hey, Miss So-and-so, what brings you here?"
No. They're all looking for some underwear.
Trying to be a little risky. Oh, which one? I'll help you pick out a pair.
Try them on. Go ahead.
Yeah, just, I like to be helpful,
Oh.
Wherever I'm needed.
No, that was...
And maybe she would have remembered, and then when you turn 18, who knows?
No. That teacher actually tried to set me up with a girl in her class. And...
So what you're saying is she could have possibly been into a threesome. That's what I'm
hearing. My God.
It's just, it led that quickly. It was too soon.
No, I think the girl...
I can't believe it's not bugged.
At the time, my game was not there. I mean, still, my game is not there. I don't have any game. Thank God I'm not single. Thank God I caught somebody before it was too late. But, this girl, now that I look back, she was definitely like hardcore flirting. At the time, I thought she was just like kind of being rude, so I was being rude back. Stop! She's not a cow. I think we've told them that.
The chicks.
I think we've told them that.
Yeah, guys, another throwback. If you tip your hat twice, that means
flick the tip of it. Like
yeah. You flick the tip of your hat. It means it's code for like almost flicking the tip of your something. And I'm gonna make a new trend. Instead of for cows, I'm just gonna use it in general when you're trying to do something.
Oh my god. Consent is key, guys. They gotta flip their cat
there.
back.
Yeah, all right, so after the 2 flicks, if she gives you, ladies, if you reciprocate with a smile.
Bro, what if we start like our own nonverbal communication for sex? Like, what if this becomes like a worldwide thing?
There it is, just double flick.
Just
double flick. There you go.
It works.
Anything you're wearing, a bucket hat, a cap, it doesn't matter. Double flick means
just make eye contact with whatever you're wanting to, and then if they smile back, Yeah, so like if
you're pretty much asking the chick in a gentleman-like way to assume the position.
Or the dude.
Spread them. Who am I to judge? Spread them.
I mean, listen.
I'll show you hungry.
I want to normalize girls and guys taking their shot. Because like guys with girls, they're supposed for most of the time to take the shot, and the girls are the ones that deny. But bro, we be out here. Some of us don't read like keys very well. Signs. Me.
I'm one of those guys.
Take your shot, girls.
No, but you know what? You know what's infuriating?
I promise we're a lot nicer than you are.
Oh, dude, 100%. Like, do you know how many times chicks have tried, but then their method is just so cringy, so terrible, and it still works because we're just like that.
Because we're starved for attention.
Yeah, it's not even that. It's just like, an attractive chick comes up to you and says something. Like, oh, you want? Okay.
Yeah, both heads are in agreement there.
Yeah, exactly. You got the mind and the body, we'll say, on the same page instantly. But with a chick, you actually have to plan out what you're gonna do. It's not that simple. We don't have the luxury of just asking and okay. Yeah, exactly. You see, it's that simple for you.
It really is. You just like
you don't have to try.
Yo.
Yeah.
I don't have a cap on, so I have to do it with mine.
Yeah, if you smile at a guy long enough and hold that eye contact, he's automatically gonna be like, yeah, I'm into her. That's all it took.
Honestly. So any of you girls who think that your guy friend is not into you, unless you have seen with your own eyes him just going ham on a dude.
I mean, chicks could probably confirm that the friend zone just is not real. I never thought it was a real thing, ever.
I've tried to make it a real thing before.
It doesn't exist. It
doesn't. Someone's going to catch feelings eventually.
Yeah, no, a chick is just, let's be honest, ladies, when you say that a guy is just a friend or anything like that, you're basically admitting, okay, I'm not into him. That's why he's a friend. That's basically what you're doing. They're being nice about it. They're being kind. They're being, they want to set off the guy easily, set him down gently. But that's basically what it is. Then if you're good looking, dude, I've seen a lot of friends who that whole friend zone thing went out the window. It didn't matter.
Oh yeah.
It didn't exist.
Yeah, no. Doesn't exist. I mean, we've tried, man. It doesn't work. Eventually, like she touches your shoulder for too long when she's saying bye one night, and you're like, she's into me, or
at that point it's over.
I could hit, like.
But you guys gotta understand it's just how a guy's mind works. We're made like that. We're simple creatures,
Mm-hmm. We just want love.
It's like you pet a dog, and the dog's gonna think you like him.
Yeah,
we're almost in that same boat.
Men are dogs, but not in the derogatory way.
Yeah.
And women favor cats more.
Yeah, it's true.
Because I feel like if you if you feed a man, if you pay for a man's bill, he's like, you're God. It's almost like, thank you so much. I'm indebted to you for life.
I feel like that's a cultural thing then, because for me, it's more like, for Arabs in general, it's more like insulting. It's like, why'd you do that? I took you out. Why are you paying for me?
Oh no! I meant like if somebody takes you out.
Oh, like change of pace.
When people take me out, I still try to like split the bill because, come on, like I mean, I'm in a comfortable enough position. I don't want to put you in a position where it could, like, damage your financial future or whatever. even, and I'm talking about McDonald's. Like, if you take me to McDonald's, I'm trying to split the bill.
Dude,
So when they're just like, or like,
with people from my neck of the woods, they will fight you to pay for that bill.
Or like your best friend, whenever he's like, yo, you want to go out? And you're like, I don't have any money. He's like, I didn't ask. Like that's like, I'm indebted to you for life. But I feel like and I comment, come write in if I'm wrong, please. I feel like women are more like, oh, you paid the bill, I must be God. You know, kind of the same thing with, the dog and cat stereotype.
I feel like it's just expected. I feel like they just expect you to do it. 'Cause I was talking to this one chick once, and this guy did something legendary. I'm not going to mention this chick's name, but I remember the story just cracked me up so bad. And the fact that she went out on a second date with him, I was like, this guy, he's either got to be packed. I saw a picture of him. You know, he wasn't tall. He wasn't, like, attractive. So then you could only think in your mind, he obviously wasn't rich from what I'm about to tell you in the story. He had to have been packing, you know?
Yeah.
That's the only explanation. So they go out to this nice restaurant, and when the check comes, he just like looks at the bill and looks up at her, and looks back at the bill and looks up at her, and eventually she was just like, and she grabbed it and paid for it, and then they agreed for a second date. I don't understand, bro. Like, my mind almost blew up when she told me that. I was malfunctioning. You know, blue screen of error. That's what was happening to me.
Your brain said, "Da-dum."
No, dude, I literally asked her. I was like, so he didn't pay for the bill? She was like, no. I was like, And you agreed to go out with him again? She was like, yeah. And I was like, okay. Like, it wasn't computing. It's still not computing. And I'm like, wow, it was that simple.
Do you think he paid for the second date?
I don't know. I didn't ask at that point. I was just like, yo, something's wrong with this chick's head. Like,
that's equality right there, is if you pay for the second date. I think...
no, she was just too nice.
Yeah. I mean, I get it, like, because, it's difficult having to pay for every bill. So if you were to,
Yeah, but obviously the
nonchalantly
way that whole thing happened,
tell her to pay
for
nonchalantly ask her to pay for the...
He didn't do that.
Yeah.
He literally looked at the bill, looked up at her, looked up...
But, like, if she were to pay for the first bill and she were to agree to a second date, I would for sure pay for the second date.
But, I mean, that is you. But with this guy, it's just like, wow, it was that easy?
I think if you go for a second date and you don't pay, like, you make her pay again, that's just being a bottom feeder right there.
Yeah, it's fine, especially, dude. I don't know.
No offense to this dude, but...
I don't know him like that. I just know, I knew the chick, and then that story blew my mind, and it cracked me up to this day.
I mean, who knows? Maybe it was an experiment, Maybe it was for scientific research. Trying to make the world a better place.
I want to be a part of this experiment, bro. It's that easy?
Can I sign on to the beta phase?
That guy's the most alpha guy I've ever seen or heard of in my life. Look at the bill, look up at the chick, and she picks up the tab? What? That doesn't even happen in movies.
That's some telepathy right
there.
there.
Yeah, bro, it's crazy.
He said Jedi mind force. He said, you will pay for this bill. All right, so I think it was on TikTok this week that I saw a video about like a few sex facts, and one of them really popped out to me, and I told my friend about this earlier.
Let me hear it.
So towards the end of the video, one of the things she said is that men who come twice a week can live up to 5 years longer than men who don't.
So the average guy is gonna be living like 60
I think
years.
average lifespan is 75, 80, something like that.
Yeah, I think in the U.S. that's what.
A good long life. I mean, then you get up into like the crazy 90s and 100s, but that rarely happens.
Well, all my grandparents, that's what they lived up to, like 95, literally on the dot.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But I heard this, and they're like, men who come twice a week live 5 years longer than men who don't.
You hear that, ladies?
And
help us live a little longer.
First thing I said as soon as I saw it was, those are rookie numbers.
Yeah,
twice a week.
Yeah, I don't know how they took that. I just feel like half the stuff I hear about on TikTok are just not real. Like, what guy just does twice a week?
I mean, I try not to do more than once a day, because then it's just like I'm afraid it's going to become a habit. Huh?
Even then, you're at 7 a week.
I mean, yeah, but I only do it like if I feel like. I'd say I'm probably 4 or 5 a week.
Dude, I hit 2 in like an evening,
Oh my God.
Let's be real here.
When I was on the phone with my friend, I told him, I said, man, I can get 2 of them every hour. And he was like,
that's
what?
I'm talking about,
And I was like, that's
with moderation.
Oh my God,
it's like 2
no.
a week. That's pretty absurd.
So yeah, if that's 5 years, I'll be living 12 and you'll be living like 900.
At this point, you might as well just say I'm immortal. You know,
I mean, that's what we've been. That was the second thing I said is, man, Moe must actually be a god. Like he's not kidding. So write in, get those answers while he's here.
Oh yeah, I do have the answers, but I can't give answers to no questions. If you guys send over the questions, I'll provide the answers.
But yeah, I mean, it just blew my mind. I was like, and then I looked over at my girl. I was like, "You trying to kill me over here? I don't have life insurance. You ain't getting nothing." She gave me a dirty look. So I've slept in the doghouse for the past few nights.
You warm up to it.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, it's got a flats. I don't know. I don't know what men enjoy. I'm still just a boy.
It'll come with experience.
I have none of that. Zero game, zero experience,
See,
man. I'm
is,
just
dude, being a guy is just so easy. Like we're content easily. We're just happy doing simple
women
things.
Hate it.
I know they do.
They hate it.
That's why, I think it's in almost every country where the guy's life expectancy is a few years less than what the woman's expected to live. It's a little bit is because we take risks. We go out there and do stupid stuff. Yeah. But then it's also from the constant nagging.
Oh my God, have you seen that news clip of the girl who was like tearing into one of the guys that was at the desk, and he just came back and he said she was talking about like men's life expectancy and how stupid they are, and he goes, men who have to listen to women like you. Yeah.
That's a hero of mine, dude. I want to get his face on a t-shirt.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, the way she was nagging, I was like,
terrible.
I'd rather kill myself than talk to this lady. Like,
she's the wild.
Worst. She has no facts. She's just pulling stuff out of her ass the whole time. It's like, really? Like, what you just said isn't true.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yeah, you say that from your glass house and life of no stress. Obviously, you're gonna live longer, lady. Come on now.
Yeah, man. I got a call this week. This is kind of off the top, but I was just thinking about it. I got a call this week, and so I picked up. It was a FaceTime, and it was my little sister.
Oh.
And I was so happy to talk with her. She's really smart. Like she's gotten a little bit taller since the last I saw her, but she's just, I mean, like huge, big brain.
I'm not gonna lie, I always roasted a lot of my boys who were from out of state. Given, well, I like to look at where each state ranks academically. Like they send that annual thing.
Mm-hmm.
Jersey usually ranks third in the whole. Out of 50,
wow,
it's pretty good. Yeah.
That's really good.
Massachusetts and Connecticut usually flip for the first two.
Let's see what Arkansas is.
Yeah, I have no idea. I just always assumed that anything in the South was always in 25th or less, second half.
Well, it was really annoying because our rival school, their ranking was so low that they got government funding to try to help. So they got Chromebooks to help with their schooling, and then we didn't make that cut, so we went into a ton of debt and we never got Chromebooks. It was really annoying, but yeah. But she was talking just about a whole bunch of stuff that's going on, and then I talked to my mom afterwards, and she was like, this little booger figured out my password. So she asked me one day for it, and I gave it to her, and then she came back the next day and she spouted off the first 4 numbers, and she was like, what's the last 2? I can't remember. And my mom was like, I told you once. What are you talking about?
I was right. So Massachusetts is first. Connecticut's second. But again, they usually switch off.
Yeah.
Jersey is still third. Now let me just try to find Arkansas.
49th.
Because I knew a chick who was from Texas, and she was trying to tell me how smart she was. And I was like, yeah, on my worst day, I still got more brain cells. Because Texas is actually 28, so...
That's not bad.
If you're...
It's below average. It's below the middle.
Yeah, it's at that point I'm like, huh? Oh, dude, I'm scared. Arkansas
is it still
42nd.
Down there?
Arkansas's 42nd.
Dang.
Who's the worst? I'm almost not surprised.
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma's 47th. The worst is, it says New Mexico.
Florida. Is it Florida?
New Mexico. Dang. Second worst is Louisiana. I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting Louisiana to be the worst.
Yeah.
No offense to those guys, but
Come on. Step it up.
If some of my boys are I just realized I have a good friend from Louisiana. You're good, dude. You're good. It's just the rest of the people I wasn't worried about. I've seen some suspect adult films, I'll put it, where some people are from Louisiana and you can just tell they weren't the sharpest tool in the shed.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah, what was it?
Where the hell is Florida's 22nd?
Wow, that's
I didn't think they'd make
pretty
the top.
good.
Yeah. Looks like bath salts and cocaine help enhance the mind. So.
Oh yeah. Meth kind of puts it down, so don't.
I didn't expect, like, this list just doesn't make sense. Kentucky 16th? What?
I just don't understand how they're 22nd when a dude killed himself by microwaving a microwave.
I don't know.
How is Florida?
A guy ate another guy, dude. That's what I was like. You're probably too young to.
Yeah, no. What was it, like 2011, something like that? 2012? Did that happen?
Yeah. He was on bath salts
and thought the dude was a hamburger.
He took off all his. I don't know what he thought because they killed him. Like rightfully so at that point. You see cannibals.
He took off his clothes and stripped the other dude naked and then ate his face.
Just started biting. Yeah, I'm like, come on, man.
Bro, and they didn't know what it was. Like, they thought he was a zombie because it took like 12 shots to get him down. Some dude unloaded his whole gun into this dude, and he was still running at him.
They got something here. We don't do bath salts up here as far as I saw, but we do. Have you ever heard of PCP?
Yes.
Yeah. So people here have been doing that as of late, and they usually like dip their cigarettes in it or blunts, whatever they're smoking. And there was actually a case in my town. This guy was
gone.
Yeah, he couldn't be brought down. It took like 10 cops.
Oh my god.
And he still injured some of the cops. And he destroyed a whole car. By the time they showed up, with his bare hands, he destroyed a car.
Oh my god.
Like, yeah, you can't. I was told by some of the police officers I know, like my cousins obviously, that if I ever saw that happen, like, avoid them at all costs. Like, just get away from there. Because there's nothing that one man can do to take out a guy on PCP. Like, you're done for if he gets his hands on you, basically. He's got, like, superhuman strength.
Tell you what's been popping off. DMT.
I've always been curious about DMT. I'm not going to lie to you.
It messes you up. I don't know that people know this, but you have DMT in your spinal cord.
Yeah.
Which is what gives you that...
Like, it's an enzyme, like a chemical that your body just naturally secretes. But when I was told that if you smoked it, it gives you this otherworldly experience that only lasts like 10 to 15 minutes.
It's the death, that moment, you know what I'm talking about? Like the 3 seconds whenever you die, that you, like, your life reruns. Yeah. That's what, like, the DMT is.
It kind of sounds sick.
It's only a 15-minute high, but it fucks up your back, like, for life. Because the spinal cord, like, all that DMT is going to that spot where the secretion is, and it messes up.
Like, because I know people that have done it, and as far as I know, their backs are fine
for now. But, like, as they get older and get closer to death, like, and I don't know this, so, like, no, not that.
The main guy I know that's older than us, like, he's almost 60 at this point, is Joe Rogan, and he does it, like, not.
He's crazy, bro. He is, like.
He doesn't do it a lot, but he does it a good amount. Like, he's done it multiple times, and he's up there in age, and I feel like he always warns people about, like, bad things that can happen too.
I don't know, man. I could be a dumbass.
Like, where'd you? I'm curious. Where did you see that?
Fuck, I don't remember. Oh well, not a credible source. Don't trust me. Take it and get back to us.
No, I was just really curious because I'm not gonna lie. Like, a lot of my buddies are really.
I'm
curious.
I don't do drugs. I'm intrigued what the effect would be like, but I'll just wait till I die for the effect. You know.
We really gotta find out, guys. I need you to write in on something. Should Sheldon try weed?
No.
Should he?
I have very bad control issues, so, like, I know. That's why I don't.
That's a huge misconception about it, though. A lot of people think that you'll flip out. But it depends on how much you do. It depends on. On a lot of factors.
That's too many variables. You know what I'm saying? Like, in certain situations, sometimes at work, whenever, like, a customer's being rude and I kind of pop off a little bit to them, which I haven't been able to do recently, I get scared they're going to pull out a gun and shoot me. Like just that variable right there, whenever I'm not in my right, like, headspace, is too much.
There's definitely more people that are hearing that. They're just like, yeah, he definitely needs to try it. Like, this could help him take a load off, calm down.
You know what else can help me take a load off? a load.
Yeah, but
and it'll give me 5 years.
That's usually a like 10 to 15 minute like calm down. And then after that, it's like, okay, I'm back to square one.
Nah, bro. I mean, I will agree those 10, 15 minutes, if you try to go do something, you're not going to do it 100%. You're going to do it like maybe 20%. But it's possible to do stuff. It's just not the most fun.
It's not the most ideal way to get something done.
Yeah, no. But, I mean, at the same time, how long are you high from weed? We've talked about this before. I don't mind doing CBD, like to calm down, like an oil or something. But the THC and like just like those effects, it scares me. So like I'm probably not gonna do it.
Maybe you'll change your mind eventually. Yeah, if you go in with the mentality like, oh, you know, I'm gonna trip, I'm already scared. Like, yeah, you're gonna. I've seen it too many times.
But I'll like even when I'm old enough to drink, like I'll drink, but I'm probably not ever gonna get drunk. And if I get drunk, it'll be, like my girl and I talked about it, and we're both gonna get drunk together at home.
That's pretty
that
cool.
way we can we don't have to do anything. We don't have to worry about anything except for us. Because I can handle that.
Fair.
That's how bad of a control issue I have with my body. It's like, if I'm not in complete control of my body, because it's the only thing that I can control.
That's another misconception. Like, you're always in control of your body. You just, it's a different way of thinking. I don't know how to explain it besides you like trying it. There's literally no way to explain it where it's gonna sound like fun, I guess.
Oh, that was loud.
I thought that was Coco for a second.
No, he's asleep. He's a good boy. But that's why I like video games and music so much, is because I can control everything about it.
Big time musicians have done to get influenced. And
I know a lot of big time musicians who haven't.
They're probably not mainstream anymore, or if they are, they're not around like this metropolitan area. A lot of the guys
just because they're not mainstream around this metropolitan area doesn't mean that they're not huge.
But where is most of the money? It's gonna be in New York, Jersey.
It depends.
That's basically where artists try to make it. It's like, all right,
California. Actually,
okay,
it's a lot easier to
easier
to make it in Nashville than it is in Cali, because Cali is super expensive.
I guess it depends on the genre, but
no, a lot of genres can make it in Nashville, because that was my thought. Is if you're country, you can go to Nashville.
Exactly what I'm thinking.
But no, Paramore. You don't know fucking Paramore. Anyways, they're like I don't want to say grunge, but like a grunge punk pop kind of band.
That explains why I never heard of it.
They were in Tennessee. Like, they came from Nashville, Tennessee. Great band. Fucking loved them. Haley Williams, super great voice. Really hot. She's from Nashville, Tennessee. There's quite a few like different genres and shit that
I
come
just
from
don't
Nashville.
associate good things with Nashville. I'm not gonna lie to you. Isn't that where like
it's pretty great?
Isn't that where Dr. MLK was shot, like assassinated? Was that Nashville, Tennessee?
I should know that because I lived so close to Tennessee.
I'm all like that's what I associate Nashville with. Like,
no, Nashville's got some really great stuff. There's an Elvis Presley museum. Memphis, not Nashville.
It's right around the corner. Honestly, now I'm curious. I wonder where Tennessee ranked on that list. Obviously, there aren't many.
I don't know. I don't know where that list is. You'll have to pull it up again.
Hold on. But I just. Oh, here it is.
No, actually, my mom tried to convince me to move to Nashville because I had an aunt that moved there, and she was like, "Oh, you can go stay with your aunt and like do your music stuff." And if the cards would have played out differently, I definitely would have. Like, if my girl and I wouldn't have been together, I would have been in Nashville, dog.
Someone else was telling me about how good Nashville was, and I completely forgot.
I mean, it's really cool. It's a little bit more expensive now because, it's kind of been inflated by people and the hype.
When you say expensive, is it here expensive?
I don't know. I've never been, but oh my God, I'm having a stroke.
They are.
But my aunt.
They are 35th. So again, I feel like
not great.
Let's see where I would draw the line.
I think if you split the United States in half, and then everything below.
There's no way this list can be real. Because I've seen videos of people from. Like this one right here. It's they're trying to tell me that Utah is 18th. There's just no way.
How much have you heard about Utah though?
I have a few videos to base off what I know from Utah, and there was a video of a lady who tried to compare wearing masks to George Floyd, and she was just like, "Oh, he couldn't breathe, and now they're trying to make it so we can't breathe." I was like, "Dude,
there
it's not the same, lady."
There are people with PhDs,
that's everywhere,
like
you go.
doctorates, that during this pandemic have gone to public places and gone, "Take off your mask." Like, I mean,
they got their PhDs for a reason, all right? You're first, ladies and gentlemen.
These are just jokes.
They don't
not.
want you to
Stop.
Off.
Stop.
Take them off. No, obviously, we're not here playing games about this pandemic.
No.
FratFluent does not support any anti-vaxxers or anti-mask wearers.
Yeah. Got to keep them on, man. We got to get out of this pandemic.
Yeah.
We're
pretty much out. Like, I'm looking. You know what? I should have.
We're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. I wouldn't say we're pretty much out. We can see the light, and it's getting brighter.
I should have checked the list to see where. So we said we're Florida ranked. I know they were in the top half.
22nd.
All right. I forgot where Texas was up there too. That's right. And they were like slightly. I think they were 28th.
Yeah.
And wow, that's not really good for the point I was trying to emphasize.
No, not at all.
They took out their all their rules and regulations.
I will tell you that when this... Okay, so it started here in February?
Like when it got big, March. The government released stuff that said it was actually existing in the country since October.
Yeah, I think Jen and I got it in October because we both got really, really sick.
No, I don't think you could have from it's not.
We
not
didn't
around
test positive
guys.
for the flu.
Yeah, me either. I got it. Me and
my friend,
of the guys in my fraternity house got it. It was pretty bad.
My really good friend, he was sick all of senior year, was in and out of the hospital, and they didn't know what was going on. They tested him for everything.
It's so weird though, getting it in your area because it's not dense.
It's really spread out. But like people come
really
from all over the place.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, well, you got that weird uncle that lives in Arkansas that you have to go to. Maybe not you, but there's always that weird uncle that's halfway across the country that you go to see every 5 years.
Man, no. When it comes to uncles, I just have a couple uncles that they think they're the wisest person on the planet, and they just keep rambling off. And it's dude, why don't you follow your own? This goes for not just uncles, all right? This goes for everyone that's older. Follow your own advice before you tell me to do something. Don't just speak out of both sides of your mouth and do whatever you want. It's leave me alone, dude. If anything, you're the one who's more at risk for everything that you're talking about. You're older. You're almost 70 years old, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
Follow your own advice. Don't tell guys in their 20s to be scared of anything. It's come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
What are you talking about here?
But it started in...
The only reason I know it had to have been COVID and
not something else?
No, one of my... I'm not going to throw his name out, and he listens, so he's probably going to laugh. His parents were actually in China. No, he's Chinese.
They were like, "Oh, this is some really good chicken," and they were like, "Yeah, mm-hmm."
No, not even that. They came back and they were perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
And this was around the October-November period where they.
Gotcha.
Where they actually said it first started over here, and my boy got sick. And at this point, no one knew anything about COVID. It wasn't even mentioned at all. They didn't have a name for anything.
This was 2 years ago.
This was November 2019.
Yeah, so 2 years ago.
Yeah, so.
Right.
He got so sick that
we
were doing a little party stuff here and there, and he just he couldn't handle it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
He looked like he was turning into a shell of himself because of, obviously, if you get it really seriously, you're going to be really fatigued, you're going to be worn out.
Lose a lot of weight.
Yeah, he lost a little over 20 pounds. And he's already a thin guy, so when he lost it, you could see, whoa.
Mm-hmm.
But he would hang out at the fraternity house all the time. Again, we didn't know what this was. So everyone in the fraternity house got it, and we all went to our doctors. We went to the health department, or whatever you want to call it, at Seton Hall. I forgot what it was called. And they couldn't diagnose us with anything. That's
crazy.
So my doctor was like, "Yeah, I don't know what this is." This was December 2019.
Must be a bat.
I have no idea. I don't know.
Fun.
I never understood how that whole bat thing came to pass, to be honest. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Well, you know how like birds carry the avian flu?
No, I know, but even then, it's like I think there's much more likely. Like I think it's much more likely that it was some other means besides
Biowarfare.
Oh, 100. That's much more likely in today's age, today's day and age. 100%.
Dude, that's straight out of a Stephen King book. Not even gonna lie.
I believe it.
It is, bro.
I believe it.
But
what sounds more likely to you? That someone ate a bat, got sick, and then spread it, or that it was a man-made thing that got leaked out of a lab or something, and that's how it started?
So in April, is when the COVID started to hit Arkansas pretty rough. Like it started. Some dude tested positive. Don't know who he is. Tested positive and went to Walmart without a mask on. He was like, "If I'm gonna have it, everyone's gonna have it." So now you know why we're ranked 47th on the list.
Oh no, it wasn't. It was. I don't think you were 47th.
We were pretty low.
It wasn't 40. It wasn't that low. It was like. I think low 30s or something.
No, it was 40 something, maybe 42nd, but you said 40 something.
That's crazy.
Anyways, and then in June, we had a birthday party for my brother and I, because our birthdays are like mine's the day after his, so we have our birthday a couple weeks after, because our birthdays usually fall on Memorial Day weekend, so nobody's in town. So we wait a week, and then we have it on a Saturday. We have a huge water party. It used to be like water slides and stuff.
Memorial Day weekend in Arkansas?
Lakes.
Really?
Yeah. They go to the lake and they tube, or they white ride a raft, or whatever.
Yeah, over here it's huge. Just everyone goes to the beach.
We don't have beaches in Arkansas.
Not fair.
So yeah, it's just the lake.
There's some nice lakes over here too, but the beach is definitely.
Yeah. But so that week, the week after, we have water slides, whatever. Used to do water balloon fights. Then we got a pool, so we do the pool. But last year, so we're in the middle of the pandemic, June, it's starting to get a little bit worse.
Yeah.
One of my grandparents bought me The Stand, which is a Stephen King book. And it's about a pandemic that basically kills everyone. So we're in the middle of a pandemic that we don't know anything about, and I'm reading a book about a pandemic that just obliterates everyone. It was very it made me very uneasy to read this book. And then, in July I got the hell out of there. So
you came to one of the worst places to possibly be during the pandemic. I think at one point Jersey was actually the worst state to live in.
The worst.
Yeah.
Because of the
pandemic.
pandemic.
Me up, to be honest. Because if you go to any fraternity house in the state at that time, nobody cared.
Well, it's because some dumbass signed off to put all the bodies back in a nursing home. I was like, bro, what? But, whatever. I'm just glad that Arkansas isn't as dense as here. Because if Arkansas was as dense as here, with how many brain cells we have actually working, I mean, there's a chance that a select few people in Arkansas could have wiped out the entire state if we were as dense as New Jersey.
Drastic. I really.
How many people did you have going to public superstores and taking off their mask, licking their hands, touching everything, and saying, "If I have it, everyone's gonna have it"? How many people?
There's definitely a guy with a PhD that did that over there, though.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
Like, you know what? There's no vaccine. I'm going to help you guys get it the old-fashioned way.
Oh, yeah. His wife didn't put out one night. He just cracked.
I mean, any guy would go crazy at that point. If that's genuinely what happened, then I feel for him. He was. I don't think what he did was that wrong. But any other reason, it's hard to make an excuse.
He just didn't have his cap on, man.
Yeah.
He couldn't let her know that that's what he was thinking.
I would have been pretty. I wouldn't have been that level of angry, but I would have been pretty mad.
Okay, we can't do the smile because they could just think you're funny. They might not know what this is, and then they smile at you.
Wrong with you. Dude, if you start smiling yeah, they're gonna be like, what the fuck?
So let's do so the flick to let them know that you're interested.
Yeah.
And then a double nose tap on the right. So your right nostril, double nose tap. What is? No, that means that. Does that mean that too?
You use one nostril.
Okay, then we'll do an ear pull, like that.
Or we can do.
Do you know of anything?
We can do a nipple pull.
No. We'll just do on your right earlobe. Just do a little pull. That way you know. So if you're in public and you're trying to get it with a girl,
or you could
just flick your cap, or maybe not do the finger hole. That's a
little
extreme.
And if she just starts looking at you, you go more vigorously.
It's not, or tighten the hole.
Yeah, at that point, then
switch holes.
If she's still looking at you, you know she's got to be somewhat interested.
Stop.
It's like, wow, this guy really tried to shoot a shot that way. You know, he's got to be bringing something new to the table. I haven't.
And
seen
then
before.
you'll have a lot more restraining orders than you already have.
Yeah, there's no in between for that one. It'll work or you'll be in an orange jumpsuit. You know.
Yeah, or the
FratFluent is not responsible.
What
for
is that then?
Oh, the straight jacket.
The straight jackets, yeah.
If they gave that to you for that,
I mean, but for real, like if you're just trying to nonchalant, just hit that cap a little bit. Speaking of which, I need a cap. I need a cap bad. Seton Hall. And then the earlobe.
Always rep it.
If you're about it, pull that earlobe, baby.
Yeah, this would be a lot simpler. We don't even need a code if chicks would just shoot their shot more. And you guys got to understand, a lot of you are way more attractive than the average dude out there, so it's that simple. All it takes is a nice smile.
We don't know what league we're in because...
I'm just saying, on average, like, seeing chicks is a lot more pleasing to the eye. Like, when a chick walks into work, for example, you're automatically invested. You're like, oh, you know what? Some eye candy? Okay. My day's better now. Nothing bad can go wrong. Mm-hmm. When you get an old sweaty guy walk in, you're just like, oh, this is a problem.
I bet you he needs some screws.
He's got a few screws loose.
All right, well, I think that's going to wrap it up for this episode.
All right, write in for advice.
Yes.
Ladies, write in if you want to find out more about guys or anything you're going through. Write in if you think Sheldon should engage in some herbal activity. And, besides that, we love you guys. Thanks for the support. Staying strong for Season 2.
Yes, Season 2 coming in hot. Be sure to go to our Instagram, go follow, go like up those pictures, share this podcast with a friend. Gotta have them join the family. Yes,
you might have a friend who's on the verge of ending it all, but this podcast can save a life.
He just needs some answers, but he doesn't know where to find the great Moe.
For a lot of people, religion just isn't enough. The books. Some people consider all the books outdated and just fabricated, but what I tell you is just factual, 100% through and through.
No one is rewriting what Moe says. This is straight from the source.
Yeah, I saw a burning bush
Pure,
in my day
uncut.
once or twice, but you get that one?
That's terrible.
Yeah, and then instead of letting the bush talk to me, I was talking to the bush,
Okay. Enough with the bushes. Go like, subscribe, go hit up that frat chat, get your answers from Moe. If you need help finding, we have a link tree on our Instagram, has all the links for everything in there. We love you guys.
Moses parted seas, we part cheeks.
Yes,
right.
I like that.
There you go.
All right, see you guys on the next episode.
Deuces, you guys.
Peace.